Alright, and welcome back to part 2 of The Sims 2 versus The Sims 3. This will be covering the console versions. Now, this one is going to be a little bit more complicated because it's not going to be so much just PC versus PC, because we're going to have to take a lot of games into factor here. I mean, in short, I think the most two that would be compared would be The Sims 2 for the GameCube, Xbox, PlayStation 2, just The Sims 2 for the console, versus The Sims 2 for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. So, in general, basically, GameCube Sims 2 versus Xbox Sims 3. That will be the most discussed. However, I am taking into account Castaway and Pets and the Wii version of The Sims 3. They won't be discussed nearly as much, but they will be. So, again, without further ado, here we go. On to the part 2 of the video. I hope you enjoyed part 1. To begin, say about The Sims 2, the console versions of The Sims don't last nearly as long. Because as soon as the next console Sims comes out, they're done for good, basically, unless you want to go back and play it. Just for some quickie. But the PC Sims will last, up until the next one, which, instead of it being like a year or two, it'll probably be about 4 or 5. But anyway, I am extremely biased because The Sims 2 for the console is my favorite Sims game of all time. But if you noticed from my video, The Sims 3 for the Xbox is my second favorite Sims game of all time. So, and I'll be honest with you, it's not close. I do like The Sims 2 a lot more than I like The Sims 3. I will admit it. But that's not to say I don't like them both. I won't analyze the good and bad of both of them. Say about The Sims, if you're a PC fanatic, whether or not you like The Sims 2 or The Sims 3 for the PC, you would like The Sims 3 for the Xbox more than The Sims 2 for whatever. Because it is just almost exactly like the PC version, minus a few features. A friend once said to me, the base Sims 3 for the Xbox, the Sims 3 for the Xbox is better than the base Sims 3 for the PC. But if you add any kind of expansion to it, the PC version's better. Which I agree, probably, except for the control style, to me. Now, like you said, is that all of the Sims 2 console games, not just Sims 2, but Castaway and Pets, all three of them have direct control, which if you don't really care about direct control, then really they don't have anything better than the other ones. I mean, if you don't care about direct control or you're not a fan, I mean, if you don't care which control style, then this doesn't affect you at all. But if you do care, and you don't like direct control at all, then Pets and Castaway will be unplayable for you because you have to use direct control. However, I mean, I don't really care for classic control, but I can suck it up and use it when I have to. So I don't see why you couldn't suck it up and use direct control, unless maybe there's some kind of reason for it. However, The Sims 2 for the console, you can switch back and forth between the two. It doesn't matter. And I really like that. Because I do like to use classic control for, say, if I'm cleaning up puddles. There's puddles everywhere. I'll use classic control to tell him clean up one, then another, then another, then another, and he'll just... Or, if I'm on classic control, they'll have free will, and they'll just... If you tell them to clean up a puddle, they'll automatically start cleaning up another one. I haven't played Pets in a while. I don't believe it's in it. I could be wrong, though. Castaway, it's definitely not in. I know that for a fact. But, so, comparing The Sims 2 to The Sims 3, The Sims 3 is almost exactly like The Sims 3 for the PC. The Sims 2 is almost nothing like the PC version. The clothing, I've already said, the clothing customization is better in The Sims 2 for the GameCube than it is for the PC. The customization is only slightly better in the PC than it is for the Xbox for The Sims 3. But it's Not by much. Not by much at all. It doesn't. It really wouldn't affect me at all, unless I only wanted to create a sim. In which case, that was the only feature I wanted. That. Okay. Yeah. So I don't really know how to compare these. The Sims 2 for the GameCube. I say for the GameCube, I mean for the console. Was the last Sims console game to follow a certain formula, and that was. It was the last to follow a certain formula and the first to start a new formula, and that's what I liked about it. It was conservative and revolutionary at the same time. Conservative in good areas and revolutionary in good areas too. And that's what's really impressive about it. The fact that it had direct control was revolutionary for The Sims 2 because Sims 3 didn't follow except for the Wii version. But yeah. But it was also conservative in the whole formula of how it was set up. You had a free play and a story mode. The story mode was, I want to say a little bit less dynamic than The Sims 1 or the Herbs, because the Herbs as well. The Herbs only had a story mode / free play, like most of the new Sims games do for the console. Only it had a more actual story mode to it. The Herbs was like Castaway. And I think that if you're going to compare Sims 3 for the Wii to anything, it would be a combination of Pets and Castaway. Because, well, it's basically a story mode. It's still what you make of it. And I guess it's only kind of a free play. But, yeah, anyway. Sims 2 for the console had a story mode and free play. There were 4 houses, 8 families, and, well, yeah. I mean, I think it's probably a waste of time to go into more detail about the console versions, but, you know. I would say that my favorite would be The Sims 2. So I want to say that would win, but I don't know if that really would win. Because The Sims 3 is more like the PC, so if you like that better, that's that. But if you take The Sims 3, so the Wii version and the Xbox version is good, but the Wii version weighs it down a lot. The GameCube version of The Sims 2 was something fresh and different than the PC version. The Xbox version was almost exactly the same, and if you're trying to get it for the console, I mean, either you don't have a PC or you want a different experience. So, I mean, depending on your experience is depending on which one will win. So, it's probably a tie, because Castaway, which I've been playing a lot lately, really isn't that bad. It really is a good game, and if I could change my list around, I would probably make it higher now. It gets really frustrating and annoying, but it's not a bad game at all. Pets tried to copy the Sims 2 formula and failed at it. I don't know how that's possible, but Castaway did the same thing, but it added a new environment and it could get away with it. So it added enough new stuff that it could get away with it. Pets didn't. That's all there really is to that. But yeah, the Wii version of The Sims 3. There are a lot of flaws to it, and I know I'm going to go off topic just to talk about this, but The Sims 3 for the Wii, I mean, I don't understand is that you're supposed to play through 50 days. If your last sim dies before that 50 days is up, it just takes you to the main menu. I don't understand why it's 50 days or until all of your sims die. That would make more sense, because what if you don't have enough sims to go the full 50 days? I mean, I'm rambling here, but there are just a lot of glitches with that game. I think they really messed up big time. They've never really made a good Wii Sims game. Castaway was okay. But, yeah. So, there you have it. Tie. I go with The Sims 2, but I really don't know how you feel about your Sims experience, so I can't say that would win. Alright, thanks for watching. I'm sorry this one probably took up a little less time, but it was more rambling than anything. Next is part 3. I will see you there.